Hey guys, Will Ryan here. Excuse my throat right now. I'm having some issues because I just started working out again for the first time in 2 years and it's not adjusting well. But I came here because I wanted to explain something. I've gotten multiple requests to do so. But first, I wanted to let you all know that as of yesterday, we had completed the first round of viewing for the Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha review, and the script writing will begin soon, and then the first episode will be out as soon as humanly possible, definitely before the end of September, if not within the next few weeks. So, what I wanted to come here to explain is why we left Channel Awesome. And this is not going to be a drama video where I bash, talk about some outrageously convoluted nonsense. Everything I'm about to say didn't really affect us that much. We're a small channel. So the complaints that I have largely aren't personal, if that makes any sense. They don't have anything to do with us having a specific vendetta against people at Channel Awesome for stuff they did to us. We had ethical objections to the way they were treating people, and that eventually became too much for us to bear, and so we left. An example of this that I don't feel would be unfair in naming is the Channel Awesome, I think it was a couple years ago now, instituted a rule that you had to post at least 2 videos per month. And if you didn't meet the 2 video per month minimum, you were temporarily banned from the site. They removed your videos and archived them temporarily, and no one could view them. And until you contacted the site administrator with 2 videos ready to post, people just couldn't find your stuff on the site anymore. Now, you'd think, logically, that if you're going to institute a policy like that, the policy would be targeted at the new guys, like me. Like, these people need to fall in line, right? We need to make sure these new people are really following the rules and getting that shit on lockdown. But that wasn't the case. In fact, there were numerous people who I observed saying there's a community chat we have on Skype, I observed them saying, yeah, I didn't post 2 videos a month for like 3 months in a row. I never got caught. It's odd. Instead, what happened was this became, for whatever reason, a rule that they enforced with an iron fist on people who had been there the longest. So what it ended up with was a scenario where these people aren't Doug, they're not Brad, they're not Lewis. So, you didn't post 2 videos a month, immediate ban hammer. And that happened a lot. Where, well, not a lot, it happened enough, let's just put it that way. It happened several times where a person who had been with the site for numerous years had an extenuating circumstance that they tried to explain to the site administrator, only for the site administrator to not give them enough credit. And then the moment that the first day of the next month started, like 12:01 a.m., boom, removed from the site, banned. And this is not a good thing. This is not something that that you should be doing to your producers who have been with the site for 3, 5, 7 years. These are the most loyal producers you have. You should not be smashing them in the face first opportunity you get. That doesn't make any sense. And if they were unhappy, there were a lot of problems that they had that I'm sure they've discussed, as several of them have now left in videos they've posted before now. But that was my real big issue is hearing them talk about the things that had been done to them in the past, the BS they dealt with from these people, namely being the site administrator, who I don't want to name, and of course Mike Michaud. Yeah, if there's anybody to constantly blame for where Channel Awesome is, it's Mike Michaud. I would never say a bad thing about Doug or Rob. I never met them. There was never anything I heard coming from them that hurt us. I wouldn't say anything bad about Lewis. I know that a lot of people would say bad things about him, but from all my interactions with him, he was the nicest guy ever, so I wouldn't say anything bad. Really, in general, on a person-to-person basis, being a part of Channel Awesome, like between me and the other producers, there were clashes we had, largely politically, because I don't agree with a significant portion of them. But overall, it was for a while at least, it was a good experience for us. And then it became clear that the site was just dying. And this was the other part of it. Channel Awesome made a huge mistake when they created the League of Super Critics, the YouTube channel. They killed their site when they did that. I will never be able to understand why they created the League of Super Critics YouTube channel. Because it basically took the biggest producers that the majority of the people come to the site for and made sure they had no reason to go to the site ever again. You know, why, if they're gonna come and see Doug, Lewis, Brad, whoever else posts on that channel, why would they go all the way to the site to go to each of their individual video lists, when instead they can just come to this one YouTube channel, watch it, and then watch more stuff on YouTube, which is probably what they want to do anyway. It was a terrible idea. It killed the site. We went from getting 1,000 or more views regularly on every video we posted to less than 200 views on our new Animerica videos right before the end. It was a massive drain on us, stress-wise, putting forth all sorts of effort to create these videos and get it to post to Channel Awesome to fulfill that 2 video a month minimum, and getting virtually nothing out of it. And, you know, it would have been one thing if it was stressful, but hey, man, we get it. We got 1,500 views. It was worth it. People love it. It wasn't anymore. It was, we put all this work in, and then we post it, and we just to satisfy Channel Awesome for virtually nothing in return. And that sucked. And then in addition to that, everybody was very negative. There was just this feeling of just despair about the site. And I struggled for a long time with whether or not to leave. And my main issue was that we for so long wanted to be a part of Channel Awesome. For so long, Channel Awesome was like this big goal. It was like this magical pie in the sky type of idea of like, holy crap, we could be a part of Channel Awesome. That would be crazy. And then we actually got accepted. It felt like the greatest thing ever. And then to watch that just slowly tarnish and decay over the next several years, it was just kind of hard to come to grips with in the end. Even when like I was able to look at it and say, this is terrible, I don't want to be a part of this, we need to distance ourselves from this, which started a few months ago, I still had to, it took me a while, I guess, to really accept that this is what I had to do, that I couldn't associate myself with this anymore because of all the stuff going on behind the scenes that just hurt everybody there that was a part of the site. They didn't care about anyone that was a part of the site, and this included people who had tens of thousands of subscribers, 60, 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, or maybe even more. Maybe it was people with 100,000 subscribers. They didn't care because those weren't their 3 or 4 top main money makers, I guess would be the right way of putting it. And that's just a sad state of affairs when all they're doing at this point is desperately clinging to Doug and whoever else might be there at the top of him with these small handful of people that are still making them any money at all, instead of trying to grow a new community and put over producers, build up guys like Tom White who have an audience, who you could make that prosper on the site, and other people like him, and then people that are lower on the totem pole like me. We would benefit just from having those people successful. But no, it's only ironically, it's only the top 1%, the top 3 or 4 producers that matter to them. And that would be acceptable as just the way it is, if that also didn't come at the expense of them treating everybody else literally like they didn't matter at all. When all their actions indicate, we don't care about you because you're not them, it becomes disgusting. And again, these are things that did not hit us. We were never removed from the site. We never missed our 2 video minimum. We never did anything that ran afoul of those rules. It was just eventually, it was a combination of the fact that we didn't know how much longer we were going to actually be able to uphold the 2 video minimum. And we didn't really want to, because we weren't getting anything out of it. And really, honestly, we hadn't been getting anything out of it for 6 months or more. I'm sure there are people who are going to say, yeah, you stuck around because you were making money. We never made almost any money off of Channel Awesome. It was the fact that we were a part of Channel Awesome that made us want to stick around, because, make up any excuse, we're on Channel Awesome. For so long, it had meant so much to us. We had been getting 200 or fewer views for the last 6 months. For 6 months, it was doing virtually nothing for us. It was just tough to come to grips with leaving Channel Awesome after that had been our goal for so long. So it was a combination of, really, it was a complete combination of, we weren't getting anything out of it, and we didn't know how much we were going to be able to continue hitting that 2 video per month minimum, because we just had no motivation to. Because in addition to us getting absolutely nothing out of it, we were being demoralized constantly by seeing them behave in such a way and treat their people in such a way that it was disgusting to us. It was more than we could bear. So that's the deal with Channel Awesome. That's why we're no longer a part of the site. I wish that it could have worked out. There are a lot of people who have been there for way longer than us who feel the same way. They were there for so long and they wanted it to work out, and it hurt them to leave. But I'll leave them to tell their stories, past, present, and future, I'm sure. And we'll just leave it there. This has been long and rambly, I'm sure. I edited a little bit to make sure it wasn't just a total disaster. I just kind of made this on the fly because a couple people have been, asking me why we haven't explained this yet. So there you go. It wasn't enjoyable, I'm sure, but for those of you who actually watched it, we'll see you soon with Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. Have a good time.